Mom posted a photo on Instagram. Mitchell Family Reunion 2025. Love my daughters. Big smiles, matching bracelets, Amanda and her arms around each other. I wasn't in it. 3 days later, my phone rang. Collections agency. A woman named Rachel. She said I owed Macy's $6,200 on a card I didn't know existed. My name. My social security number. Not my signature. My name is Claire Mitchell. I'm 29 years old. I work night shifts as a nurse in Columbus, Ohio. I make decent money. I pay my bills on time. Or I thought I did. I thought being cropped out of a family photo was the problem. It wasn't. The problem was my name on 3 credit cards, a car loan I didn't sign, and a mother who'd been stealing my identity for 5 years. I had proof, not the kind you frame and hang on the wall. The kind that ends Sunday dinners. The kind that makes your father cry and your sister realize her car isn't really hers. If you've ever been used by someone you trusted, you'll understand what comes next. If you haven't, you will. I work 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. 3 nights a week. Riverside Medical Center. My apartment's a 1-bedroom in Clintonville. Secondhand couch. Coffee maker from Target. Bathroom tiles from 1,987. Nothing fancy, but it's mine. Or I thought it was. Let me tell you about my family. Mom's Barbara. 58. The kind of woman who color codes her spice rack and never forgets who owes her a favor. She likes control. She likes looking generous in public. What she doesn't like is the word no. I learned that when I was 12 and wanted to quit piano lessons. She cried, said I was breaking her heart. I kept playing for 3 more years. Dad's Robert, 61, quiet. The kind of quiet that sounds like agreement but isn't. He refills his beer during arguments, nods when Mom talks. I used to think he was easygoing. Now I think he was just tired. Amanda's my older sister. 32, golden child, marketing director, married to a dentist, named Derek. 2, kids, Harper and Grayson. She can do no wrong. When she was 16 and crashed Dad's car, I got grounded for distracting her by asking for a ride home. Kyle's the youngest, 26. He learned early to keep his head down. We don't talk much, but when we do, he speaks quietly, like someone's listening. Ethan's the oldest, 35. He left Ohio 10 years ago. Lives in Portland now. Mom doesn't talk about him. When I ask, she says he chose his life over his family. I used to think she meant it as a bad thing. Last Christmas, I showed up with gifts. Mom handed them back. We're doing a Secret Santa this year. Didn't Amanda tell you? Amanda had not. I sat through dinner with nothing to unwrap while everyone else opened theirs. When I tried to leave early, Mom said, "Don't be dramatic. Dad's 60th birthday, spring 2025. Restaurant reservation for 6. There were 7 of us. The hostess asked who was sitting out. Mom looked at me. Claire has an early shift anyway. I didn't. I stood in the parking lot for 10 minutes before driving home. Looking back, there were moments. 2021, Mom asked to borrow my Kohl's card, just once, for a discount. 2022, she needed my info for a family cell phone plan, better rate, she said. I said yes both times. That's what you do. You help family. I wanted to be helpful. I wanted to be the daughter who made things easier. I didn't know I was making it easier for her to steal from me. Saturday morning, September 23rd. I just finished a 3-night stretch. Still in my scrubs, making instant coffee because I was too tired for the real kind. My phone buzzed. Instagram notification. The photo was from Amanda's backyard. Mom and Amanda, arms around each other, big smiles, matching bracelets I didn't know they had. The caption said, Mitchell Family Reunion 2026. Love my daughters. Plural. But only one daughter in the frame. I stood there in my kitchen. The coffee pot was beeping. I'd forgotten to turn it off. My hands were shaking. Not from anger. From something quieter. The feeling of being erased in real time while people hit like. I turned off my phone and went to bed. 3 days later, Tuesday afternoon, I was asleep. Night shift schedule means you sleep when the rest of the world works. My phone rang. Unknown number. I almost let it go to voicemail. Almost. Miss Mitchell? This is Rachel from Account Recovery Services. I'm calling about your Macy's account ending in 4,739. You're 90 days past due on a balance of $6,200. I sat up. I don't have a Macy's card. Ma'am, the account was opened March 14th, 2025 at the Polaris Fashion Place location. Same-day approval. The billing address is 428 Pinecrest Drive, Westerville, Ohio. Would you like to make a payment today? 428 Pinecrest. That's Mom and Dad's house. March 14th. That was the weekend before Mom's birthday. She'd asked me to meet her at Polaris to help pick out a new purse. I'd said no. I had a shift, but she had my driver's license info. She'd photographed it years ago for emergency contacts, she said. I didn't yell at Rachel. I asked for the details. Opening date, store location, billing address. Last 4 digits of the social security number. I wrote it all on the back of a CVS receipt with a Sharpie that was almost out of ink. I hung up, opened my laptop, pulled my credit report. The free annual one, the kind you check once a year when you remember. I hadn't checked in 2 years. Macy's was there. So was Kohl's. And Best Buy. And a car loan from Fifth Third Bank. $18,400. 4 accounts total. All opened between 2021 and 2025. All billing to Westerville. All marked delinquent. I couldn't breathe right. The apartment felt too small. I grabbed my keys and got in my car. Drove with no destination. Just drove. I ended up in the Target parking lot on Morse Road, crying in my scrubs, trying to understand how your mother steals your name for 5 years, and you don't notice until a stranger calls to collect. One question wouldn't leave me alone. Did she plan this from the beginning, or was I just convenient? Have you ever found out someone you trusted was using you? Not borrowing, using. If that's you, just drop one word in the comments. What you felt the second you knew. I'd love to know where you're listening from too. Are you at work? In your car? Up at 3 a.m.? Like I was that night? Because before I tell you what happened next, you need to understand what I stood to lose. $28,600. That's the total debt across 4 accounts. I never opened. I made $54,000 a year before taxes. Sounds decent, right? After rent, gas, and my own student loans, I had about $500 left every month. Maybe $600 if I skipped going out. I'd been saving for a house, nothing big. A starter home, 2 bedrooms, a yard, a mailbox with my name on it. I'd saved for 2 years, skipped vacations, wore my scrubs until they had holes, bought the cheapest coffee at Kroger. All of that? Gone. My credit score dropped from 715 to 562. You know what you can't do with a 562? Buy a house, lease a decent car, rent an apartment in a safe neighborhood. I was 29 years old, and I'd been locked out of my own future by someone who was supposed to protect me. But the money wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was realizing I'd helped her do it. Every time she asked for a favor, I said yes. Can you co-sign this? It's just temporary. Can I use your name? Your credit's better. Can you just sign here real quick? I thought I was being a good daughter. I thought helping meant I mattered. Every single yes was her taking a piece of me. 6 years of night shifts, 6 years of 12-hour days where I came home smelling like hand, sanitizer, and hospital bleach. I picked up doubles during COVID when we were drowning. When nurses were getting sick and we were short-staffed and scared, I missed my best friend's wedding because I couldn't find coverage. I worked every Christmas, every New Year's, my own birthday. For what? So my mother could open credit cards in my name and ruin me? That apartment in Clintonville wasn't much. 650 square feet, 1 bedroom, a bathroom with tiles from 1,987 that I scrubbed on my hands and knees when I moved in. But it was mine. Or it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be the start. Step 1. the foundation I'd build everything else on. Now I wasn't sure I had a foundation at all. I wasn't even sure my name belonged to me anymore. I sat in that apartment for 2 days. Didn't go to work. Called in sick. Just stared at the credit report on my laptop. 4 accounts, $28,600. My name. I didn't know what to do. So I called the one person who would. Jordan. We went to nursing school. Together. She fought a $12,000 insurance billing error for 18 months. And won. She understands paper trails. I texted. Need help reading a credit report. Can you come over? She showed up with wine and highlighters. We sat on my floor. My couch is too small for 2 people and a laptop. Went line by line, every account, every inquiry, every late payment. Jordan highlighted in yellow and took notes in green pen. When we finished, she said, "This isn't careless. This is methodical." Kohl's, April 2021. Mom said she needed me to co-sign for a discount. I said no. The card opened anyway. 6 months later, a statement arrived. $890 balance. I confronted her. She cried. The associate must have misunderstood. I believed her because I wanted to. Best Buy, January 2022. $3,100 balance. Laptop, TV, iPad. I don't own those things, but I've seen them in Amanda's house, Macy's in March. Car loan in April. Amanda's silver Honda. I complimented it last summer. She said Mom helped with financing. She helped with my name. Jordan asked if there was anywhere else to look. I thought about it. When I moved in 2023, I'd had my mail forwarded, but I'd used Mom's address as permanent for years. Some mail probably still. Went there. I called Mom the next day. Casual. Hey, do you have any old mail for me? Looking for a tax document. 2 days later, she dropped off a banker's box, cleaning out the office. She didn't come inside. Credit card statements addressed to me. Opened. Some from 2021, late payment notices, collections letters, all opened, all stored at her house. She knew. She'd always known. I showed Jordan. She went through each envelope. Set them down. Claire, you need to decide. Family or your future. Right now, you can't have both. I wanted to believe it was bad judgment. That it spiraled and she was embarrassed. But you don't keep someone's collections letters for 3 years by accident. You keep them so they don't find out. Jordan's words stayed with me. Family or your future. You can't have both. I called Mom on Thursday. I was sitting in my car outside the hospital, 30 minutes before my shift. I needed to be somewhere I could walk away from if I got too angry. Mom, I need to ask you something directly. Did you open a Macy's card in my name? Pause, long enough that I heard her breathing. Then, what are you talking about? A Macy's card, March 2025. Polaris location. $6,200 balance. It's on my credit report. Claire, honey, I don't know anything about that. Someone must have stolen your identity. You should call the police. Her voice was so calm. Practiced. I pushed. What about Kohl's from 2021? Or Best Buy? Or the car loan for Amanda's Honda? Sweetie, I think you're confused. Are you getting enough sleep? Night shifts are hard on your brain. You sound paranoid. That word, paranoid. Like nearly $29,000 in fraudulent debt was a hallucination. I didn't argue. I said, "You're probably right. I'm just tired." And I hung up. Because I realized she wasn't going to confess over the phone. She was going to deny until she couldn't. 10 minutes later, my phone rang. Dad. I stared at it. We never talked on the phone. I answered. I knew what I had to do. The question was whether I could actually do it. Credit freeze first. All 3 bureaus. 15 minutes online. Should have done it weeks ago. Everything went into a binder. Credit reports, statements, collections notices. I chart patient histories every night. Same skill. Each credit card company got a call. This is fraud. I didn't open these accounts. They wanted documentation. I sent it. Filing the police report was the hardest part. The officer asked if I knew who did this. I had a suspicion. Family? He asked. I nodded. Those are always the hardest ones, he said. Jordan came over 3 nights in a row. We practiced what I'd say. Every time my voice shook, we started over. By the 3rd night, I could get through it. You used my name without permission. This ends today. Kyle texted Sunday morning. Mom's planning dinner next weekend. Everyone has to be there. Then, Dad's acting weird. Won't look her in the eye. Keeps going to the garage. Something's off with him, Kyle wrote. He looks guilty. Kyle gave me Ethan's number. That call happened Sunday night. We hadn't spoken in 10 years. Ethan, it's Claire. Silence. Then, hey. What's wrong? Mom used my name for credit cards, a car loan, about $29,000 in debt I didn't create. I'm so sorry, Claire. His voice cracked. We talked for 90 minutes. He told me about Thanksgiving 2015. Dad standing silent while Mom cried. How Ethan drove to Portland that night with $600. Don't back down, he said. You're not the crazy one. Saturday night. The night before the dinner. Sleep didn't happen. I kept rehearsing. Not the words. The posture. The moment I'd walk away. Jordan's voice in my head. You're not asking permission. You're setting a boundary. The plan was simple. Show up. Wait until everyone's seated. Say what needs to be said. Show the proof if asked. Then leave. No yelling. No begging. Just facts. Sunday, October 8th. I pulled into the driveway at 5:07, late on purpose. The house smelled like pot roast and Glade plugins. The table was set for 6. Everyone was already there. Amanda talking about Harper's recital, Kyle pushing bread around his plate, Dad refilling wine. Mom with her hostess smile that didn't reach her eyes. Small talk, Derek's root canal, Amanda's photos, Mom's pot roast. Nobody mentioned why I'd been distant. Dessert came out. Peach cobbler. Mom served everyone. Sat down, picked up her fork. Before we eat, I need to say something. Fork stopped. Over the past 5 years, someone opened 4 credit accounts in my name. Kohl's in 2021, Best Buy in 2022, Macy's and a car loan in 2025. Total, $28,600. My credit dropped from $715 to $562. I've filed fraud disputes and a police report. Mom set down her fork carefully. Claire, honey, that sounds like identity theft. The accounts were opened at stores you shop at. Billing addresses list this house. Amanda's voice sharpened. Are you accusing Mom? At Sunday dinner? I'm stating facts. I have. Documentation. I pulled out the binder. Opened to Kohl's. Slid it toward Mom. This account. You said it was a mistake. But the billing address is here. Best Buy. $3,100. Laptop. TV. iPad. Amanda, you have that TV in your basement. Amanda went white. That was a gift. Paid for with my name. Macy's. $6,200. And this. The car loan. $18,400. Amanda, you're driving my debt. Derek spoke. Amanda, is that true? Amanda's eyes filled. I didn't know. Mom said she co-signed. Mom's voice went soft. Claire, sweetheart, I was trying to help. We were in a bind. I was going to pay it back. You've had 5 years. You kept my collections letters so I wouldn't find out. Her face changed. Hard, then soft again. I don't know what you're talking about. I showed her my phone. The photo. Opened envelopes. Her handwriting. Claire, old mail. 2023. You knew exactly what you were doing. Dad stood. His chair scraped. His hand shook, holding his wine glass. Barbara, stop! His voice cracked. Just stop. I tried to tell you to stop. After Ethan. After you promised. You said I was overreacting. I believed you because I wanted to. He looked at me. Claire, I knew. Not the amounts, but I knew. I didn't stop it. I'm so sorry. Silence. Mom stood. You're all turning on me? I did this for the family. The laptop for Kyle. The car for Amanda's kids. The boat, I said. Ethan told me. That was for you and Dad. Mom froze. You talked to Ethan? He told me everything. How you used his name. How he left because staying meant being your credit score. Kyle spoke quietly. You did this to Ethan too? Mom didn't answer. Mom, I love you. But Claire's right. Amanda was crying. I didn't know about the car. I'm so sorry. I believed her about the car. I stood, picked up my binder. I'm not here for an apology. I'm here to set a boundary. No one uses my name, my social, my credit for anything. Ever. If you need money, ask. But I'm done being the solution to problems I didn't create. I filed disputes. My credit is frozen. The police have a report. I walked to the door. Nobody stopped me. Mom cried behind me. I didn't turn around. 3 blocks later, CVS parking lot. I cried for 20 minutes, relief crying. It was over. I thought the confrontation was the hard part. The aftermath was harder. For 4 days, nobody called. Nobody texted. The family group chat went silent. It felt like I'd been erased again, just in a different way. Part of me was relieved. Part of me felt 15 again, eating lunch alone in the school cafeteria. Thursday morning, Kyle texted, You did the right thing. It's a mess here. Dad's in the guest room. Mom's not talking to anyone. Amanda keeps crying, but it needed to happen. I didn't know what to say. Finally, I sent back, Thanks for backing me up. He replied, That's what brothers do. Jordan came over Friday with Thai food. We sat on my couch and I walked her through everything. When I finished, she said, You apologized to me twice while telling that story. For what? Telling the truth? Stop apologizing. She was right. I'd been mentally apologizing for days. Sorry for exposing Mom. Sorry for making Dad confess. Sorry for ruining dinner. But I hadn't ruined anything. I just stopped pretending it was fine. That night, I pulled my credit report again. The disputes were processing. Accounts flagged as fraud investigation in progress. My score hadn't moved yet, but the bleeding had stopped. For the first time in 5 years, no one was opening new accounts in my name. I could breathe. Day 6, Sunday morning. Mom sent an email. Subject line, Our family. 4 paragraphs about how hurt and blindsided she felt. How I'd humiliated her in front of everyone. How she'd only been trying to help. The word sorry appeared once. I'm sorry you felt attacked. Not sorry for the fraud. Sorry I felt bad about it. I forwarded it to Jordan. Is this gaslighting? She wrote back immediately. Textbook. Delete it. Tuesday, the family group chat reactivated. Amanda posted, Can we all just move past this and focus on the holidays? Derek posted a praying hands emoji. Kyle posted nothing. I left the chat. Didn't announce it. Just left. I started having trouble sleeping. Not from night shift. Different. I'd wake up at 3 a.m. with my heart racing. Convinced I'd missed a fraudulent account. Convinced there were more. I started checking my credit report every 3 days, Jordan noticed. She said gently, You might want to talk to someone. A therapist. 3 weeks after the dinner, Coles responded. Account removed. Marked as fraud. Balance forgiven. I read the letter 3 times, then cried in my kitchen for 10 minutes. The kind of crying when something impossibly heavy lifts. Best Buy followed. Then Macy's. Each took weeks. Documentation, affidavits, phone calls where I had to explain my mother stole my identity. The car loan was hardest. Fifth Third wanted proof I hadn't used the vehicle. I needed Amanda's statement. She sent it. No note. Just the notarized form. By December, my score was 590. My loan officer said it could take 18 months to get back to 700. Fraud victims recover slowly, she said, even when it's not your fault. I started therapy in January. Dr. Patel. Family trauma. First session. I said, I don't know if I'm set. Overreacting. She said, you're processing betrayal. That's different. Twice a month. Learning to trust without scanning for red flags. Learning not everyone who asks for help is using me. Harder than expected. Amanda called in November. I sent it to voicemail. She called again. I answered. Claire. Her voice was rough. I didn't know about the car, but I should have asked how Mom had $5,000 for a down payment when they were struggling. I didn't, because it benefited me. I'm sorry. I didn't say it's okay. I said, thank you for saying that. Can we get coffee? Maybe. Not yet. I understand. Kyle and I texted more. Normal stuff. TikToks. We didn't talk about Mom unless he brought it up. December, he texted. Moving out in February. German village. Can't stay here anymore. I'm proud of you, I said. Through Kyle, I learned pieces. Mom working at half-price books. First job in 23 years. Dad picking up overtime. Selling things. The boat. Mom's car. I didn't feel victorious. Just empty. Like reading about strangers. Kyle said Mom's credit cards got closed. She maxed them, covering the HOA lien. $8,000 in unpaid dues. She'd panicked, used my name instead of asking. Understanding why didn't make it okay, but it made sense. My phone buzzed while I was putting groceries away. Mom, Claire, can we talk? Please. Just coffee. It was Valentine's Day. The irony wasn't lost on me. I stared at the message for 5 minutes. Jordan's voice in my head. Closure is for you, not her. Saturday, 2 p.m., Starbucks on High Street. 30 minutes. I got there early. Sat facing the door. Mom walked in 3 minutes late. Looked older, thinner, wearing a coat I recognized from 5 years ago. Black coffee, sat down across from me. Thank you for meeting me. I didn't say you're welcome. Waited. I don't know how to fix this. I've thought about it for months. I don't think I can. You can't. It's not fixable. But you can stop doing it. I lost you. I lost Ethan. If I keep going, I'll lose Kyle. Robert barely speaks to me. I sipped my coffee. Waited. Do you hate me? I thought about it. No. I just can't afford to love you the way I used to. We're selling the house. I'm working at a bookstore. It's humbling. I needed humbling. Okay. Will you ever forgive me? I don't know. Maybe. But forgiveness doesn't mean Sunday dinners and pretending. It means I stop being angry. For me. Not you. She reached across the table. I didn't move my hand. She pulled back. I understand. I hope so. This is the boundary. No access to my life. No calls unless it's an emergency. No holidays. No birthdays. If you need something, ask Kyle or Amanda. I'm done being the person you come to. She nodded. Tears. Okay. I stood. I hope you figure things out, Mom. But I can't help you do it. Picked up my purse. Walked out. Didn't look back. 10 minutes in my car before starting the engine. Lighter. Not happy. Not sad. Just lighter. Like putting down a suitcase I'd carried for years. I used to think family meant loyalty no matter what. That you forgive everything because they're blood. I was wrong. Mom taught me that. The expensive way. For years, I thought being helpful made me valuable. That if I said yes enough, sacrificed enough, I'd earn my place. But I was already supposed to have a place. I just kept giving up my chair so someone else could sit. I lost the fantasy. The fantasy of a mom who sees me, of Sunday dinners where I belong, of being the daughter in the photos. That's gone. Some days it still hurts. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't, but I got something back. My name. My credit will recover. My apartment is still small, still mine. I don't wait for invitations anymore. I don't make myself smaller to make room. I just exist, and that's enough. The hardest part wasn't the confrontation. It was accepting that she's never going to say the apology I need to hear. She's going to rewrite history, tell people I overreacted, and I have to let her, because my healing doesn't require her confession. It's June now. 4 months since the coffee shop? 6 months since the dinner. Things have changed. Some haven't. My credit score hit 625 last week. Still not great. My loan officer said I need 720 for the mortgage rate I want. That's another year. Maybe 2. But I'm not in a rush anymore. Saving, building credit the slow way. The right way. Mom and Dad sold the house in April, renting a 2-bedroom in Westerville now. I heard this from Kyle, not them. I've seen them once since the coffee shop. Kyle's going-away party when he moved. We were polite, didn't hug. That's fine. Amanda and I text sometimes. Birthdays, holidays, surface stuff. She invited me to Harper's dance recital. I didn't go. She sent photos. I liked them. We're not close. Maybe we never will be. I'm okay with that. Kyle lives in German Village now. We get dinner every other week. Sometimes he talks about Mom and Dad. Sometimes we talk about work or the show we're watching. Normal. Nice. He's dating someone? Seems lighter. Ethan and I talk once a month. He's coming to Ohio in August. We're meeting for lunch. Actual lunch. After 10 years. He said, "I'm glad you got out before 20 years passed." I said, "I wouldn't have without your warning." He said, "That's what big brothers do, even the disappeared ones." I'm still doing night shifts, still a nurse. But I enrolled in a nurse practitioner program. Classes start in September. Building something, not for anyone else, for me. I renewed my lease on the Clintonville apartment. It's small. Bathroom tiles still from 1,987, but it's mine, all of it. My name on the lease, my credit paying the rent, mine. Here's what I learned. You don't owe people access to your life just because you share DNA. Family is supposed to mean safety. If it doesn't, it's okay to step back. It's okay to choose yourself. If someone in your family has your information, freeze your credit. All 3 bureaus. It's free. Takes 10 minutes. Do it today. Keep records of everything. Screenshots, emails, voicemails. Not because you're paranoid, because patterns only show up when you write them down. I wish I'd started documenting earlier. I wish I'd frozen my credit after the first card. But I didn't know what I didn't know. People ask if I've forgiven my mom. I don't know yet. Some days I'm close. Some days I'm not. Forgiveness isn't a light switch. It's a process, a messy one. And here's what nobody tells you. Forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. It doesn't mean Sunday dinners and pretending. It means I'm not carrying the anger anymore. It means I can say her name without my chest tightening. That's enough for now. Some people think I'm too harsh. That I should give her another chance. That blood is thicker than water. But the full quote is, "The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb." The family you choose matters more than the family you're born into. I chose myself. I chose peace. I chose a life where I'm not waiting for the next shoe to drop. The weirdest part? Losing my family made space for better people. Jordan, who showed up with highlighters and never made me feel stupid for trusting too long. Kyle, who found his courage watching me find mine. Ethan, who I'm meeting in August after 10 years. Dr. Patel, who taught me that processing betrayal isn't overreacting. The night shift nurses who cover for me when I need a mental health day. Those are my people, the ones who show up without conditions. I still work nights. I still live in that apartment with tiles from 1,987. My credit score is 625, not 715. I'm not where I plan to be at 29, but I'm building something real. A nurse practitioner program, a savings account only I can access, a life where my name belongs to me. You don't need to be in the family photo to matter. You don't need an invitation to exist. You don't need to earn your place by being useful or convenient or quiet. You already matter, right now, as you are, even on the days you don't feel like it. If you're in a similar situation, start small. One boundary, one document saved, one conversation where you say no and mean it. You don't have to blow up your life in one dinner. Just start paying attention. Start writing things down. Start believing yourself when something feels wrong. If any part of this helped, drop a comment. Tell me where you're listening from. At work? In your car? Awake at 3 a.m.? I see you. And if you want, tell me one boundary you're setting this week. Just one. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be yours. My name is Claire Mitchell. I'm 29. I work nights at Riverside Medical in Columbus, Ohio. My credit score is 625. My apartment is 650 square feet. I drive a 2011 Honda Civic with a dent in the door. And my life is mine. Every piece of it, mine.